Okay, this is the proposal summary, finally, where we know our costs and we assign some amount of markup, or in this case, margin. Um, all of your sales tax, that's going to be figured based on the address of the project, and you might get an error if you don't have the correct address. You can simply change your tax rates here. You also have the option to propose this as just a material sale only, where you're reselling the material, selling to an end user. Um, you can make custom notes here. So again, if you go to your company's proposal settings, you can put a default message in that will display on each and every proposal. We could subsequently make changes if we wanted to, you know, maybe a disclaimer, that sort of thing, some specific notes, or we could set out alternate pricing. Now, we're going to apply margins to the cost. So this is what it costs us to do the work, and we have these recommended margins, okay? That's going to come from our margin schedule. So if a project is less than $10,000, maybe you have a recommended margin where you're going to make 52% over what it costs you to do it. If it's a $35,000 job, maybe you're only going to make 33% of what it costs you to do that job. But it costs you 35. If you sell it for 50, almost 55, you have 17 left over. That's 33% of the sales price. Okay, that's what your margin is, a percentage of the sales price. It's different than markup. If you take the 35 times 1.33, you're actually going to get a lower number. Okay, we can make changes if we feel like we want to, sell the job a little more competitively. All we have to do is update our margin. Our proposed price is a little better. Maybe we want to be at 28% on both of these items. Okay. We also see a summary. So for each of the specifications, or work types rather, for each work type, okay, we're going to have a summary value, includes sales tax, a margin on the sale. Then we have our budget. Okay, so this is our cost basis on caulking, glazing. Remember, we picked a different type of glass in the previous example. At the 33%, this is what we're going to make on that glass. That's what we're selling it for in excess to our cost. So this is going to be the proposed value that is represented on our proposal if we choose to, show that value. We could also quote it as a lump sum, or, choose a different format. So our actual sales tax is listed here. Total price, okay, cost, margin, price. That's material. Then we have labor, cost, margin, price. We don't have the overhead with the specification. It's just associated with the entire proposal. So if we review this, we feel good about it. We're ready to finalize this. We're good with the margins, good with our notes, tax rates and options. We can go ahead and finalize the proposal. Once we do finalize the proposal, it can't be changed. Okay, you'll notice the price and quote button, it's now view and send proposal. So what you'll do, you can view online proposal. This is what we'll send to the customer. Basically, we're going to email them a link, and it would be this, right? Our proposal. Notice that we have the project name. We have the specification name, and we have the elevation name. Everything that is the input, right? That's typed out. That's the input that's required to make a proposal. Everything else is already written, displayed based on the input of the elevations. We have the material list, right? Labor, and then we have measure openings, our overhead, and that $100 at the 28% margin. So 28% of this amount is the excess to $100. So it's 38.89. We also have a product submission, right? This is going to include, our glass list that we previously organized when we created the proposal. We're showing that it's a medium bronze finish, not the dark bronze. We have a link to the product test report. And then we have drawings, okay, so the opening size is 50 by 50. Okay, we have type A, quantity 5. And then we have that ugly window. Who knows what's going on with that? 3 of these, door 101. Okay, and then we have our components. So we selected the head type, sill, horizontal, glass. We can also look at the images of the individual parts if we care to do that. You'll notice that the specification or the proposal is divided really into two parts, right? The product submission, you have a door schedule tab, product files, that could be MSDS, that sort of thing, labor durations. So we have a schedule. There are costs associated with the labor. That's it. There are no other costs anywhere on the product submission data side of the proposal. Okay. The proposal that we send to our customer represents pricing, terms and conditions. This is going to be your contract, whether you use the default contract or change it to make it your own. You can address that with the proposal settings. And also there's a preliminary schedule of values based on the proposal, which actually you can change the categories and so on when you actually go to contract. So when you finalize the proposal, you can check on the proposal page for another video that will explain what we can do at this point.